Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my super excited, cannot wait to do this podcast and watch this game, my brother Alex. Alex, how you doing today?
Man, listen, as excited as I am and drinking a cup of coffee, that's probably a bad mix because it's like, number one, it's freaking hot here today.
Yeah, it is. It's been a hot day.
I know
here.
we live in Texas. Do you have
just outside of Houston?
Just outside of Houston. Do you have AC in here? I hope so.
I think we did. Yeah, we did have AC. We called it winter. So we're doing something a little bit different tonight. It's just a regular podcast. We're going to talk sports from a positive angle like we always do. But this time we're going to do it while we watch the fourth quarter of the Rockets game. The Warriors and Rockets, Game 7. If you need to be caught up, the Rockets are down 7, or the Warriors are up 7, depending on how you look at it. My brother says Warriors are up 7. I say Rockets are down 7, because that's who we're rooting for. We're rooting for our predictions. Hey, first things first.
What's up?
Do you root more for your prediction or for your team?
Well,
so, like, here, you're a little bit of a Rockets fan, but you predicted the Warriors.
Right.
Are you rooting more for the Warriors so that you're right, or rooting more for the Rockets because it's the city you live in, just outside of Houston?
Right.
That you live in.
Well, since I'm about this much of a Rockets fan, and I predicted the Warriors, and you predicted the Rockets, and I'm halfway to having my NBA Finals prediction correct, yes, I want my prediction to be correct.
Okay, what if it was a team you like? Like, I don't know.
Okay, like if it was like the Mets.
Yeah.
I mean, I root for my team.
You would predict the Mets regardless. Hey, you got to refresh that.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean if it was like the Red Sox and the Mets in the World Series, and I thought for sure Boston. I root for my team. Screw my prediction at that point. Do we got it?
Yeah, I think it's coming back up.
This is kind of cool, man.
This is cool. So it's been a great game so far. So let's talk about this series. We'll go back. We'll go back and forth. You want to talk? Hey, look. If you guys want to get a hold of us, how about that? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about something we know for sure. If you guys want to get a hold of us, you want to get a hold of the show, please feel free. Email us at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If they want to get a hold of you, my brother, how do they do that?
If you don't know by now, catch me on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
If you want to get a hold of me, you can do so at eMontana21. eMontana21. Don't ask me what the 21's for because I don't even know. But now, with all the formalities done and accounted for, let's get into the show. What do you want to talk about first? Cleveland Celtics, Rockets. I see you don't know how to work the...
It's you would think it's just a click of a button, right?
I think it's the little arrow on the bottom, the one that
says play.
Play, yeah.
I didn't major in
technology at its finest.
Technology, I'm not the best at.
Don't you work in IT?
No. do not call me if you need some IT help.
Do you know how to plug it in?
No. Yes.
No.
Maybe. All right. So
that's not gonna work.
Let's start with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics.
Do you want me to go mess with it?
Because
you talk Cleveland and Boston, and I will.
We had a good non-technical difficulties issues streak going, and apparently they've arisen. Wow, this is kind of cool, man. I got this all to myself now. Who needs a co-host when you got me?
The show is dropping like lead.
Yo, that series. Any series that goes 7 is awesome. And we have 2. Did you hear me? We have 2.
We're only talking about 1.
We have 2 that went 7.
Oh shit, now it's 10. Now the podcast has got 50% better looking.
Well, then maybe we should go move over to the Rockets game now.
Oh, this is over. It's 10 now. Jeez, that's a lot. Anywho.
Alright. So
what were you talking about?
That I got my prediction right in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, jeez. Look,
I'm going to rub it in all day long.
I don't blame you. I will say this. There's probably no athlete on the planet that gets as much heat as LeBron James does. But that guy is really, man, he is earning himself he is earning himself a place at the table of the greatest of all time. Look, I don't think he's the greatest of all time. I still think it's Michael Jordan. But does he deserve to be in the conversation? I think he does. And for all these people that just completely dismiss him as being the greatest because he went and played with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, and because he doesn't have as many titles as Michael Jordan, blah, blah, blah. I think that's just pure hatred. Pure hatred is probably a bit of an overstatement. I think that's just probably just too much love of Michael Jordan and his soaring tactics. But he deserves to be in the conversation. He's won championships with a lot of help. He's made it to championships and won championships without much help. This team is probably one of the worst NBA finalists we've had in a long time. They're terrible. They really, even last night in victory, I thought they were terrible. And LeBron James is truly one of the greatest players who have ever played the game of basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he needed last night's game, win or lose. I don't think he needed that to cement himself in the top 3, top 5 of all time, for one. Okay? But yes, what LeBron James has done with these Cavs, I mean, they had a complete overhaul at the trade deadline, and to take these, sorry to say, but average players, except for Love, just take him this far is totally incredible. But the Cavaliers got held to 87 points last night, and if it wasn't for the Boston Celtics shooting 6 for 50 behind the 3-point line, okay, I hate to do this, but they lost the game just as much as Cleveland won the game. Well, I mean, Boston shot themselves in the foot in this one. I'm sorry.
Admittedly,
okay, look. In a game 7, you would think you need a little more than 87 points to win a game. So
yeah, no, I agree with you that Boston did not shoot well, but let's not put all of that onus on Boston, and let's give credit to another guy who has flown completely under the radar on this Cavs team, and that's Tyronn Lue. Now, I'm not a big Tyronn Lue fan, but he's done a great job of coaching this team. And defensively, I think they have stepped. The last 2 games, they stepped it up defensively. They played much better defense. And look, this is a young Celtics team, and maybe the moment was a little too big for them. Okay. But I still think that there's a lot to be said for the coaching and the defensive scheme of the Cavaliers that contributed to the Boston Celtics not shooting well last night.
How do you know Tyronn Lue coaches that team?
Because he's the coach. Every time they show him, his name says Tyronn Lue, head coach.
Did you know, I seen on Twitter a couple weeks ago, they had a screenshot, and everyone was huddled, right? And I didn't see a clipboard or anything like, someone drawing up a play, but they were all huddled, and it was all 15 players, and I don't know if it was Photoshop, and Tyronn Lue was like on the outside of the huddle. It was hilarious. So, yes, I don't know who coaches the team, but
Photoshop is the devil. No, cool. I think he's done a really good job, and he doesn't get a lot of credit, and he never will, obviously, but I think he has done a good job. And the Celtics,
Would the Celtics have won with Kyrie and or Gordon Hayward in there? Do you think? This is what I think. I don't know that they would have won with Kyrie. I don't know if they would have won with Kyrie. I mean, he demands the ball. He's a shoot first, pass second. That would have taken a lot of plays away, scoring opportunities from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who Tatum absolutely balled out for his in the conference finals, being his first time in the playoffs. So I don't know that he would have meshed that well. I think Gordon is more like a pass first, kind of drive in there, kick it out. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I think the Celtics would have been a lot better with Kyrie and Gordon for the simple fact that you don't have Rozier messing with the basketball as much. Because Rozier, I think last night showed himself to be a bit of a liability. Click off.
Yeah, I'm afraid to click on anything.
Click at the very top or something so we can get that thing out of the way so it doesn't cover the score. Right there.
There's only one score that matters.
Yeah, okay, good. And actually, why don't you go ahead and make it a big screen?
Dude, what are you, a director now?
Yes, podcast host and director.
Put that on your resume.
The Emmy goes to...
Can you put that on your resume trying to apply for an accounting job?
Are you kidding me? It's already on my resume. After we did the first episode, I put... I'm sorry, bro, but let's face it. I did the introduction on the first show, so I said, lead host.
I did the same thing. I mean, I lied about it, but
I did. Lead host of the Positive Sports Podcast. Followed by 2 people right now. I think Kyrie and Gordon. I think the addition of Kyrie takes away minutes from Rozier, and I think Rozier is more of a liability than a plus.
Yeah.
The benefit of having Kyrie on the floor, even if he does require shots, look, he's not going to require more shots than Rozier, and he's not going to make as many stupid decisions as Rozier. I shouldn't say stupid, impetuous. I mean, Rozier gets the ball, and you can tell when he's going to shoot because there are moments where he just gets the ball and you just know it's going to happen. Yeah. There are possessions where you see it, and just in the way he dribbles up the court, there is no one else touching this ball but him. Rockets are down 10 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. This is getting nerve-wracking for me. I was so close to having both finalists correct.
And back to 13.
Hey, look, they don't need a play-by-play.
No, but that was a play and a very important one, damn it.
Oh, jeez.
Plus, it's by the team that I picked, so...
The Rockets have gone cold here in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter and fourth quarter, really.
I think Terry Rozier... I think it was Jay that we were kind of going back and forth. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't think you keep Rozier and trade away Kyrie. I mean... To me, Rozier is not a bona fide starter on any other. Maybe on another team he is.
No,
but
I don't think he's a starter. Period.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's a good 6-man.
Yeah,
he could be a good 6-man, but I don't know about starting.
Yeah, a spark off the bench.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he's that guy.
Yeah,
I don't think he is a. I don't think he's a. I don't think you want to put 35, 40 minutes a night with that guy at the point.
I can't believe the duds that we got in 6 games of the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, all 6 games were blowouts.
Yeah.
Right? Won by the home team. And then how crazy is it that, right, the saying in sports, right, and when it comes down to the playoffs is it's not a series until the visiting team wins, right? And we didn't get the visiting team to win until Game 7.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
That was the end of the series.
And that was it.
Refresh that.
Oh, jeez.
So, honestly, for Boston, I'm more excited for next year than I was for this year. If I was a Boston fan, as close as they were to the finals this year, I'd still be more excited about next year. Because when Jason Tatum is, he'll have a full year under his belt, and that guy played really well last night, and I thought he got the raw end of the deal on a couple of calls during the game, although he did get a bit of a pass on the taunting technical after he dunked on LeBron. If LeBron had done that...
No, he doesn't get teed up.
Oh, he'd have gotten teed up quick.
No, he doesn't.
Well, actually, I take it back. He wouldn't have gotten teed up, but the media would have crucified him.
Probably.
See, and I just again, I don't think that's necessary. It's just not necessary.
I don't have a problem with it. They gave him a little bump. So what?
Look, I know it's not a big deal, but if LeBron pushes him back, if we get a fight going all of a sudden, I mean, the NBA just has to do something about all this stupid stuff. They got to figure it out because it's just not fun to watch. I love the dunk just as much as anyone else. I was screaming and yelling when I saw it, but I just don't need to see all that. I don't need to see all the theatrics afterwards.
Yeah, they do need to get a couple things under control, but I don't mind a little, I feel like you've gone soft the same way the league has. I mean, what the hell?
Look, I don't have a problem with a guy celebrating a dunk and thumping on his chest and jumping and chest bumping his teammates. That's fine. Why you gotta go yell at the other guy? I
mean, I want to see somebody be like Jeff Van Gundy, just cling on to Alonzo Mourning's leg. I mean,
Yeah, you want to see a fight. That's what hockey's for. Not in the playoffs. but certainly.
That game was 3-3
Yeah.
in the second period.
That's going to be a good series.
And you know what? I want to take back what I said last week about the Vegas Golden Knights. Seriously, I apologize because I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? If I'm an owner of a franchise and they make it to the finals or Stanley Cup final, the way the Golden Knights did, and they have a chance to win, do I really care if it's the first season or the 20th season of existence? I really shouldn't, right? And as a fan, when it comes to sports, it's all about history, right?
Yeah.
It gets rewritten and stuff, and we just see it year after year after year after year, stuff that we've never seen before, and we've never seen this before. So, you know what? I applaud them, and I'm going to be rooting for the Vegas Golden Knights to win the Stanley Cup. I hope they do it. I'll probably watch on and off here and there, but
I kind of want them to win.
And Ovechkin, I mean, this has some juice to it.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of want the Caps to win for Ovechkin. Ovechkin's been a hell of a player for a long time. Never gotten a taste of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
Now he gets a shot. It'd be nice if he could do something with it, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. The Golden Knights have home ice advantage, and they've been playing tough throughout the playoffs.
Plus,
so.
I've never been to Washington. I've been to Vegas, so go Vegas.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
And they got a cool logo, too. And their colors are pretty neat, too.
Where did they come up with this Golden Knight thing? I think that's terrible.
I don't know.
But whatever.
Should've-
Anyway, I see you broke the computer again.
Yeah.
You're just terrible.
I shouldn't have looked at it. What did you do different that I'm doing?
Should we take a break and go watch the rest of the game and come back? What's the score?
I don't really want to take a break.
What's the score? That's the more
I mean, you
important
take a break if you punch a clock, bro. We're not taking a break. Depends. What's the score?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to look up.
Oy vey.
Shut up, homie.
Are you guys watching? Have you guys? Let us know what you guys think about the conference finals in the NBA. Have they been exciting? Have they been
The Rockets
boring?
Warriors it was the same thing. A lot of blowouts.
Yeah, even that one was just blowout, like 40-point blow. The Warriors won game 4 by 41 points. That's unheard of. And to remind everyone, the Rockets were playing with the MVP of the season. They were playing with James Harden, the MVP. I mean, that's incredible.
He had more than one game in this series where he was pretty quiet.
And actually, that one game 5 where he shot like 0 for 11 from 3-point, it actually went over to game 6 because he started that one kind of shaky too.
Yeah, he got better as the game went on. It looks like we got the Warriors up by 11.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for the Rockets. And the Rockets started the game off great. Looked like they were in control, but there was a point there where they seemed to miss a lot of open shots. And you even made the comment like, they better start making some shots. Or this game could get away from them. And now they've gone cold again. They went cold at the tail end of the third quarter and into the fourth. And it's they have not recovered. It looks like
there was a point early, like in the first quarter, I think at the end of the first quarter, they were up by 7 or 8, and if I told you, it felt like it was a 15-point lead.
Yeah,
right?
They were dominating the game, but they were missing a lot of open shots.
And I thought, oh man, the Warriors are in trouble, right? You don't have Iggy, you don't have Klay Thompson, you're playing on the road.
Klay Thompson with the early fouls.
Yeah.
Really, I thought that was going to be a big problem for
I'll
them.
say this about the Rockets this series. I think they have done very well on defense, right? Because honestly, D'Antoni's just not a defensive-minded coach. But the shots that they've made some of the Warriors players take are contested shots. And Draymond Green, I've seen him shoot a lot of threes this series.
And they all look horrible.
Yeah, well, his form is horrible to begin with. But, that means they were playing tight defense on the other players. You know what I mean? So I'll give them that. They kind of altered.
It's been a good series. Up until halftime of every game, it's been a pretty good series. It's been kind of decent. And this game was good. It's still a good game. It looks pretty close.
10 points?
left. 3:54 left in the game.
All right, here we go.
Man, it's going to be a shame for one of these teams. I really thought this was the finals. And in a few minutes when this game's over, we can start our finals preview. But It's a shame.
I can't wait for that.
I think these two teams are head and shoulders above the two Eastern Conference teams.
Well, I'll save my my take for the prediction segment.
It's been fun. I can't believe we're finally going to get to the finals.
Yeah, and then they have another 10 days off.
They start what, on Thursday?
Thursday, yeah. Yeah, Thursday, and and then they have it's 3 days in between first and second game.
That's crazy. It's too much.
I just don't understand the scheduling. I wish they would just play every other. I mean, look, your conference finals. From the conference finals on, I understand, right? The first round, second round, conference finals on. You should be playing every other day.
Get it over with.
Why not?
I want to see the championship. I want to see who's gonna win. Let's get to it.
I already told you what the championship is gonna be.
Jeez.
I'm just gonna rub it in all podcast long.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Do you?
What?
Do you want me to tell you a crazy stat real quick?
Yeah.
Kind of just. I'm gonna go off of basketball.
That's fine.
So
we're off the rails today anyway.
Yeah, kind of.
Trying to watch this game and do a podcast at the same time is not working.
Here's a baseball stat for you.
Okay, we're on baseball.
Tony Gwynn faced Tom Glavine, Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, and John Smoltz a combined 323 times. He struck out a total of how many times?
10.
3.
Oh my God.
That is how good of a hitter Tony Gwynn was.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
1 out of every 100 at-bats against those guys?
That's hard to believe.
I wonder what his batting average was against those guys.
I don't have that stat for you, but that's impressive. When I saw that, I'm like, what?
Tony Gwynn is one of the best pure hitters I've ever seen. I mean, amazing.
I didn't get to see Ted Williams and Rod Carew.
Right,
and all that,
I got to see the tail end of Rod Carew.
Yeah.
I did not get to see Ted Williams, but Wade Boggs was an amazing hitter back in the day. You know, there's a lot of amazing hitters now, but I mean, Tony Gwynn was just incredible.
That 20-year career.
Yeah, well, he's a special guy. Another special guy is the guy that you said would win the MVP this year.
Who's that?
Mike Trout. Man, he has gotten hot.
He has.
He's gotten hot.
He has.
Look, the American League. Now we got a little bit of Yankees Angels this week. Ohtani did not pitch, which is probably why the Yankees won the series, because if Ohtani had pitched, and the Angels, because that's my MVP pick. But but the Angels Yankees, we had Boston and the Yankees earlier. We had Houston and the Angels earlier. We had Houston and Cleveland this week.
Oh man, that Houston Cleveland.
That one game was ridiculous, but it is, the American League is shaping up exactly the way we thought it would, with those 5 teams. And when those 5 teams play each other, I mean, it goes up a notch. I mean, it is incredible to watch. It's must-see TV.
Yeah.
And then the one game between the Indians and the Astros, where it just got crazy, right? The Astros scored 6 to take the lead. The Indians came back with 5 in the bottom of the ninth to tie it. They went into extra innings, and finally the Indians ended up winning the game in the 14th?
The 14th, yeah.
I mean, that was just an incredible game. And those two teams may see each other again come October.
They could. I'm still shocked at how well the pitching staff of the Astros has been. I mean, they've been lights out, man.
1.23 in ERA.
Yeah,
at the end of May, or damn near the end of May. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And one of those guys, 1.11 ERA.
Yeah.
That's because he gave up a run today.
Verlander. Who was probably towards his tail end of his career, and he's
2 or 3 years ago.
Oh,
we thought he was done.
Yeah, they were talking in Detroit. They were talking, hey, you better wake up. You need some more coffee?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. They were talking about putting him in the bullpen in Detroit.
Yeah.
Right? So it's amazing what he's done.
When the Astros picked him up, I thought, well, that's nice. Maybe the veteran leadership will provide something. But I didn't think much of the deal. And holy shit, has he turned out to be a gem for the Astros.
Do you think Angels Yankees would be must watch if Ohtani wasn't there? Because I think you had more. I think you had a few more eyes on the series this time around.
But is it because Otani is a unique athlete, or is it because Otani makes that team better such that they are? Look, they're neck and neck with the Astros. You know, the Astros are in a dogfight. It's kind of unfair because the Indians are going to escape the whole wild card mess by just winning a shitty division.
Yeah, seriously.
Whereas the Yankees, Red Sox are going to have to fight down probably till the last day of the season. And it looks like the Astros and Angels are going to have to do the same thing. And, you know, they're going to have to put everything into just trying to avoid the wild card and that one-game playoff. And then, you know, hope for the best after that.
Well, don't forget about the Mariners because they're only 1 game behind Houston, and the Angels are 5.5. They've actually been in their last 10. They're 9-1. The Mariners are, so they're playing pretty decent ball. So who needs Robinson Cano?
Well, that's going to come back to bite them eventually.
Probably in the long run. Probably
in the long run, it will. So wait a minute. So it's the Astros are in first.
Astros are in first. The Mariners are in second, a game behind, and the Angels are actually 5.5 behind.
Oh wow!
So they're in third.
That's true. The Angels did hit a bit of a skid there with even before the Yankees series.
Yeah.
They were hitting the skids a little bit. Pitch Otani more. Don't pitch him once a week. Pitch him every 5 days, like every normal pitcher.
They might have to.
Speaking of pitchers, did you see what the Rays are doing?
No.
The Tampa Bay Rays, not that anyone should really be following this, but the Tampa Bay Rays apparently have decided they're not going to have any starters. They're just gonna use bullpen guys all game long, every game.
So you're gonna need a lot more bullpen arms, or is it? Well, let's see. You carry a 7-man bullpen, right?
Right, in a 5-man rotation.
So
12. So no starters. Screw it. 12-man rotation. Use 3 pitchers a day.
At some point, we're gonna see a team start off the game with relievers. Let's say the first 3 innings, and then bring in the starter for the last 9. That would be cool.
The last 6.
The last 6. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think what we think of as a starter is going to go out the window. The starter is merely going to be the guy that gets the ball first. It's not going to be the guy that you expect to go through the lineup 2 and 3 times and get you to the 5th, 6th inning and get you through half the game. How are we going to measure wins pretty soon? I mean, these pitchers barely go 5 innings now.
You might as well throw those stats out the window. It won't matter.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to find a way to quantify middle relief because there's gonna be so many middle relievers.
They should just be relievers. They're just right? Doesn't matter. Long reliever, middle reliever, just be relievers.
Well, no, because then the one reliever that closes the game is the closer. I guess he's not just a reliever. He's a closer. Unless he's Familia.
Oh God! Let's not start talking about the Mets, please. Because they've been pissing me off lately. We have 25 losses. We have found 25 different ways of losing a game this year.
It's been painful to watch at times.
I mean, we get pitching, our bullpen sucks. We get hitting, our starters get rocked. We get pitching all around, our offense goes to crap. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
DeGrom is probably... I don't know this for sure, but I would say DeGrom is probably top 5 in ERA. He has been awesome. And he can't pick up a win if his life depended on it.
No, and it's a damn shame when you have a pitcher like DeGrom, who since he debuted in 2014, he is in the top 5 in ERA among Kershaw, Arrieta, Kluber, and Scherzer, and he's only got 49 wins. He's got the least amount of wins between those 5.
I'm not surprised.
I mean where's the run support?
He gets no run support. None. It's awful. Absolutely awful.
Same thing with Syndergaard. He doesn't get any run support.
Yeah.
But you throw Jason Vargas out there, and he gets 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
Well, and the bullpen's been terrible for the Mets as well. The National League is kind of a bit of a jumble, right? Washington, we thought Washington was the best team in that division. They still haven't been the cream that rises to the top. Atlanta and Philly are playing well, but again, I don't think those teams are. I'm still not sold that they're gangbusters. And then you have in the Central, you got Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's they've pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, but the Cubs are still there. And then out west, Arizona started off hot, but they're starting to fall off now. And Colorado's coming back a bit, and the Dodgers are still there somehow with all their injuries.
Yeah.
The National League, as entertaining as the American League has been, the National League has been unpredictable and at times unwatchable.
Yeah, there's definitely the unknown factor that goes into the National League because at this point, it's shit. Who knows?
Yeah, no kidding.
Which is more exciting to me, though. You know what I mean? Because you already know who's going to make the playoffs in the American League. You already know. It's pretty much a lock.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
But it's fun. It's good baseball to watch. And those series, because they know they're going to meet in October, carry a certain intensity that's special. That Yankees Angels series had a lot of juice to it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was just because it was Ohtani's first trip to New York. It just had a little something where everyone was kind of just on edge, and it had that intensity. I loved it personally. I was all in. All in.
What else went down in baseball? Mookie Betts is still ripping the ball too.
He got hurt, didn't he?
I don't know. I didn't see that. Did he?
I think he got hurt. Not real bad, but he got hurt.
Yeah, those two teams are going to be neck and neck all year long, Boston
and the Yankees.
Yankees.
For
I mean,
sure.
What do you have a score on the game?
I'm trying to get it. It's just been kind of a bit of a mess.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 29.5 seconds left. Warriors up by 7.
It's over. Did you catch any of the Champions League?
No.
Real Madrid and Liverpool. Real Madrid won again. For those of you that are not big soccer fans, every country in Europe has their own league, and they take the top 2 or 3 teams from each one of those leagues, and then have a massive tournament in all of Europe. And the final was on Saturday. Real Madrid from Spain against Liverpool from England. A fantastic game. The goalie for Liverpool made a couple of key mistakes, but Gareth Bale had a bicycle kick goal.
Okay, I did see that one.
Wow.
That was worth watching.
I tell you what.
Which one is better, Ronaldo or Bale?
Bale's Ronaldo, and it's not even close. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Bale's he does it in no traffic. He's by himself, and he merely flips his body such that his foot is at the height of his head. So it's 6 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
The Ronaldo one, he doesn't flip himself so much as he jumps.
Right. His whole body's...
And you can... and he's doing it in traffic because there's a guy from Juventus right next to him. And you can see the Juventus guy is a good 2 feet off the ground trying to head this ball away. And that's where Ronaldo's foot is.
Right.
It gets to the ball before it gets to that guy's head. And he scores it. So I think Ronaldo's is still better. However, Bale did it in the final.
Yeah.
Right? That's
impressive.
And the other thing, Bale had just come on. I mean, he had been on the field a minute, maybe 2 minutes before he flipped himself upside down to make that goal.
Nonetheless, that's pretty impressive.
I've seen probably a dozen of these bicycle kicks. It never ceases to amaze me how they do that.
Well, how many league championships was this for?
Well, this is their 13th Champions League title, but more impressively, because a lot of those are old, they're 3rd in a row. They're 4th in the last 5 years.
Damn.
I mean, it's
three-peat.
It's a three-peat. Just amazing. They're an amazing organization, the highest level. I mean, they are an all-star team. The other big thing that came out of that was Liverpool's forward Salah, who is Egyptian, had to come out of the game early with a shoulder injury of some sort, which I don't understand why he had to come out, because don't they play soccer with their feet?
That's
what
what
do
I
you need?
thought.
What do you need a shoulder for? It's the final, for
That's
crying
right.
out loud. Anyway, rub some dirt on it and keep running. Anyway, I don't mean to minimize it, but he had an injury to his shoulder that is going to put his play at the World Cup in jeopardy, and obviously he's a humongous piece for the team from Egypt. They're not, they're not expected to really contend to win it all, but
Right.
he is their one star, and that's unfortunate. I heard that an Egyptian billionaire is actually suing Sergio Ramos, the defender who got tangled up with Salah, where he got injured, is actually suing him for injuring Egypt's best player.
I would
How silly is that?
I would like to see how that plays out.
And here's
Come
the thing:
on, man.
in what court are you gonna file this lawsuit? Right? Because the game wasn't in Spain, it wasn't in England, it wasn't in Egypt, it was in the Ukraine, right? Because it's at a neutral site.
That's beyond dumb.
Like, dude, you're a billionaire. You're in the business of making money.
Yeah.
Surely you don't have time to do something that foolish.
Just buy him another shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, can't you bribe a couple of FIFA officials instead? Use your money for good instead of evil.
I can't wait for the World Cup.
I can't wait
That's
either.
exciting. What, 3 weeks away?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be awesome.
It is.
Can't wait to fill out my bracket.
Are we going to do a World Cup preview?
Man, we could do a mini preview. I just want to fill out a bracket.
We'll do that.
I want to see how bad I'm going to do on this bracket.
The bracket with the World Cup is a little bit different, right? Because you've got those group games where you can have ties and everything before you get to a traditional knockout phase like a NCAA tournament style.
Yeah.
It makes it much more interesting.
Right. Like, I'm going to pick a tie.
Well, sometimes you have to. If it's two teams you don't know,
Zero.
if Egypt is playing Panama, surely you're not going to have some wild insight into that game.
Well, now that I know that Salas is injured, I'm going to pick Panama.
You know Panama's not in the World Cup, right?
Oh, damn.
I'm just kidding, they are.
Oh.
I knew you didn't know.
I don't. I
All
know.
right.
What's up?
It looks like the Warriors have won.
Thank you. Hey, if you were following the Positive Sports Podcast back in a few episodes ago, and you took my advice and you kind of maybe went to Vegas and did whatever you had to do, and you went with my expertise, you're welcome.
You're not going to ask him to break you off a piece?
No, man. It's all love, man.
It's all gifted to the
It's
people.
all love, man.
Okay, with that being said, why don't you go ahead and give the people a gift and let them know what. Let's start our finals preview. Fuck it, we're here, right?
Man, you know what? The Golden State Warriors will not win the NBA Finals this year.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
LeBron will not be denied. He will cement and put a stamp on it. I think they come to play. They are going to come to play. Tyronn Lue will not matter. It's the players that will come and do their damn thing. I'm picking the Cavs. I don't trust the Warriors right now. They look kind of sloppy.
Are you going to give us a game prediction?
Of course. The Cavs in 7.
In 7.
In 7.
The Warriors will have home court.
They will.
Okay.
They will.
I just wanted to make you aware of that.
Yes.
In case you wanted to change your pick.
No.
I think honestly think LeBron already won his finals, and I think he's going to be exhausted, and I think he's going to kind of mail it in, and I think the Warriors are going to win easily. I think the Warriors will take it in 5.
I agree that he's exhausted, but let me tell you, if the Cavs can find a way to just make open shots, they're just missing open shots. If they start making these shots, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. Iggy's not for sure gonna be ready in time either.
Yeah,
that's a huge
problem.
That's a loss for them because
it
he
is.
plays LeBron very well.
Yeah.
Right? And let's not forget what LeBron did in 2016 or 15 against the Warriors by himself with no Love and no Kyrie. Okay? I mean, he carried them.
Yeah.
So he just needs a little bit of help, man. If Love can drop 20, if he can get Tristan Thompson to play some decent offense, J.R. Smith to hit these open threes, they'll be in games, and they'll go longer than 5.
No, I think that's wishful thinking. I think, look, LeBron is better than ever. I agree with that. But this team is, aside from LeBron, is significantly downgraded from what it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was that they won. LeBron can only do so much. And, look, the Warriors have just guns everywhere. And Curry looks like he is starting to come out of whatever funk or injury he had at the beginning of the Rockets series or the end of the previous series. He looks like he's starting to get into a groove. There was a point in that Rockets game tonight where he was just, it didn't matter if there was someone in front of him. It didn't matter if he was inside the 3, outside the 3. It didn't matter where he was on the court. He was draining it. And when he gets like that, man, he is just about impossible to stop. Yeah. And, oh, by the way, you still have the second best player. LeBron's the best player in the NBA. But, man, the Warriors are sitting on 2 and 3, and, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green aren't bad either.
No.
It's going to be awfully tough. I just don't see how the Cavs can match the Warriors up and down the floor on a possession-by-possession, game-by-game basis. I just don't see it.
The Cavs are gonna look at what the Rockets did and do the same thing. They're gonna force Draymond to shoot the ball, and if they can do that, they can somewhat be in it and not get blown out.
Not get blown out.
Yeah.
I hope we get competitive games. More than we did in the
that I wish finals. For even more.
Jeez,
I just want to see some good competition, close games. It's the finals, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
geez.
It'd be nice, but I don't hold out much hope for this. Look, I said this before, and I'll say it again. To me, the finals was the Warriors Rockets, and now that the Warriors Rockets is over, I'm almost ready to get to the NBA draft. It's just, to me, that's the difference between the Warriors and the Cavs. And I think you're absolutely crazy picking the Cavs.
You thought I was crazy when I picked the Cavs and the Warriors.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I thought you'd be wrong.
See?
But I think you're crazy. That's not why I think you're crazy. I can come up with a whole laundry list of reasons why you're crazy. But that wasn't one of them.
So do you honestly think it'll go 5? Or do you think... for entertainment purposes, the NBA Finals will go longer?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say what you tried to implicate a little earlier.
Oh, that it'll go 7. Are they on TNT or ESPN?
The games?
The finals.
Oh, they're on ABC, bro.
ABC?
Yeah. Got to get the ratings, huh?
Disney's, the Disney company. I don't know. Yeah, it's again, for crying out loud, on paper, this totally looks like a 5-game series.
It does.
If it goes 7, I almost have to believe there's some kind of funny business going on there.
And on paper, you said, man, the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors are going to play 7 games, and they're going to be close games, and this is going to be... The series was not that good. It really wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
6 and 7 were good, but that's about it.
And that's only because we had a comeback victory, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, it's just terrible. It's just amazing.
Which the NBA needs to do something. Do they realign this thing? Do they seed them differently? Because honestly, if we have to see, 6 games of Toronto and Washington again, right? Back-to-back years.
Honestly,
do you want to see this at this point?
I've said this before. I think the first round of the playoffs is a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think they should do 8 teams in the playoffs. How many times?
Four from each conference?
Yeah. Instead of 8 from each conference.
I think you just seed them. Seed them differently.
Well, that's the other thing I'd be okay with. I'd be okay with taking the top 8 records in the NBA.
Yeah.
If that generates 6 teams from the West and 2 from the East, so be it. Why do I need to have 8 teams from each conference? Why? Especially when those 8 those 8 seeds are teams that are barely 500.
Yeah. No, I
mean, if you're
agree.
going to do that, why not have all 30 teams in the playoffs?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, look.
Number 1 versus 30?
Yeah, look, it's kind of like college football, right? College football, the entire season is basically a playoff.
Yeah.
You lose, you're out. Unless you're Alabama, in which case you lose and you're still in. Right? But for everyone else, you lose, you're out.
Right.
And the NBA is almost the same thing. You can be the shittiest team in the league and still make the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's why you have horrible first and almost second round games.
Yeah. And you risk your stars getting hurt so that they're not around for the conference finals. I don't need. The first round's a waste of time. Complete waste of time.
NBA Finals MVP for the Warriors since you picked them?
I think it'll be Curry. I think Curry is finally to the point where he's healthy, and I think he's just going to explode on the Cavs. To me, it's between him and Kevin Durant. Shocker, right? But Kevin Durant doesn't seem to be into the playoffs as much as he was last year. So
I don't know. I've seen him and Draymond screaming at each other a couple
sometimes
times.
they don't get along. I think sometimes people just get tired of Draymond.
Yeah.
That guy. He must be exhausted after a game. Just how much he talks.
He spends most of his energy doing that.
Just yammering.
And oh my God, they all complain, but he complains when it's the obvious. You did not get fouled. You're just complaining to complain.
He complains when it's not even him that got fouled or him that got the call. If Steph Curry got fouled, he goes over and complains.
I'm like, geez, dude.
If Klay Thompson gets called for a foul, he goes over there to complain. I mean, it's like, dude, let someone else fight the fight sometimes, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's crazy. Who will be your NBA Finals MVP?
This is a hard one. This is really a hard one.
George Hill?
He'll be
Kevin
no,
Love?
he would be considered too.
Kevin Love?
He would be considered.
Kyle Korver.
No, not quite him. It's
Lue?
a tough one. I was gonna pick him, but coaches can't get it, so no. Him, that guy. The guy that will lead the Cavs to a 7-game series win.
Kendrick Perkins?
He is on the team, He would be eligible.
He's not playing, though.
He went in for one play.
That was a big play.
It was an intentional foul with 3.6 seconds left. And then he came back out.
That was the ball game right there.
That was it, man. He played a crucial part.
If he does that in the finals, how could you deny him the MVP? I mean, seriously, I struggled to name all those players on the Cavs, and they've been in the playoffs for a month.
That's why I'm having trouble naming the MVP.
Just terrible. Terrible. Hey, I hope it's a good series, but I'm not holding out much hope.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Does Alex's Army agree that the Cleveland Cavaliers will win the NBA Finals this year against the Warriors? Or do you agree with my brother Ed? Are the Warriors going to win the NBA Finals this year? Let us know what you think.
Easily.
Hit us up hit us up on email at positivesports10@gmail.com. That's positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to give him shit directly to him, catch him on Twitter.
I thought you were going to give out my address. Just see packages of shit showing up at the door.
224
just outside of Houston, USA.
If you want to know his address, catch me on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho. I will give it to you.
If I get packages of shit, I'm going to redirect them to your house. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at eMontana21.
That would be hilarious.
You got a shout out?
I got a shout out. My shout out goes to Jeff Green, who was going to play in the NBA Finals. He got drafted by the Boston Celtics. 2 years ago, he had open heart surgery. He played a big part with Kevin Love being out in Game 6 and Game 7, and he will be in the NBA Finals this year. I think that's a great story. I think it's positive that he got drafted in 2004 by Boston, and he's still in the league. I mean, to come back after that.
Well, he took some time off for heart surgery.
Yeah, well, props to the damn guy. I mean, that's pretty awesome, man.
I'll tell you what.
Props to him, man. Jeff Green, you got my shout out, my salute. That is.
Yeah, that is amazing. There's nothing the Warriors are going to do that is going to make him scared.
No. That's right.
Death
lineup? What death lineup?
Yeah, once you stared down open heart surgery, I don't think Kevin Durant's that intimidating. My shout out goes out to the Yale University Bulldogs lacrosse team. They won today the national championship. They beat Duke. They won the game wire to wire. And it's the first national championship for Yale University. You know, we think about Yale, a bunch of nerdy kids with pocket protectors. But apparently they can play some lacrosse. And let me tell you something. It was a good game. That team is tough as nails, man. Duke was the speedy team. Almost flashy, if you want to call it. That Yale team lived up to their moniker. They were Bulldogs. Absolute Bulldogs. And hats off to them. They won. One of the neatest sights in all of sports is when they show overhead at the end of a lacrosse game. Because those lacrosse players, they all have sticks. They've all got pads on their arms and shoulders and helmets. And to watch the guys run off the field tossing sticks and helmets and pads, it's the same thing in hockey. Right. But for some reason it looks cooler with these guys, probably because there's more of them, I guess. I don't know. But they had the overhead cam, kind of like they do in football. And to see those guys, you see all of these lines of these white flashes of lines going one way, and all these white, almost look like sparks flying off. It looked really cool. Congrats to the Yale Bulldog lacrosse team. An awesome performance today. My hat's off to you. Finally, last note before we sign off. It is Memorial Day, and myself, I am forever grateful for the service that is provided to us by our military men and women. For all of you who have served, for all of you who have served and are no longer with us, my deepest gratitude. I am eternally grateful to you guys. We live in the best country on the planet, and the freedoms that we have, the life that we get to live in this country, the opportunities that we have in this country are fantastic, and they're made possible by the service of all of our military men and women. I know that we celebrate those that are no longer with us, but I choose to celebrate both. I celebrate the ones that are still with us as well, because without them, we would not live the fantastic life that we get to live. I've thought about people in my family that have passed, that have served the military and have passed. I've thought about people in my family that are still here with me, and I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much for your service. You will never be forgotten. Ever.
Touche.
And with that, another episode
in the books.
Another episode in the books. With that, I will tell you guys what I always tell you. Ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.